say I've ever been more excited. Caribbean culture is thriving all around us, and there are several events bringing even more life to this region as we speak. Hello everyone, I'm Tamara Williams, and welcome to Caribbean Passport TV, where we're about to revel in the heritage and enterprise that have made this region a truly special place, a home to influential personalities as well as soulful sounds that have made everlasting impacts. Come, let's take a ride. Amongst various forms of human expression, dance is particularly important in Jamaica. This national focus has produced numerous outstanding talents, including Marisa Benain, who has balanced multiple careers and now serves as a leader in promoting regional and international dance throughout the Caribbean.
Dance. For several centuries, it has served several roles: celebration, ceremony, creative expression, entertainment, recreation. One of Jamaica's premier exponents of the art is Marisa Benain, who has successfully managed multiple careers as a dancer, influential cultural advocate, and an attorney at law thrown into the bargain.
I think I'm a creative at heart. My heart sings when I create. Being from the Caribbean allows us to do a little bit of everything. And we're career driven, education driven, but the arts is what drives me, drives my soul, and also encourages me in terms of discipline.
Dance has played a prominent role in Jamaica for centuries and, practiced in various forms, continues to be a universal passion.
Every single exam that I've ever done in my life, for example, when I was at law school, I didn't miss a dance class. I didn't miss rehearsal the night before any exam because I felt it is so much a part of me. And it didn't matter where I went, the dance always stayed with me, which is part of the reason why I created Play for the Arts. So even though I'm an attorney, Play for the Arts is my passion project.
Even as she excelled on the dance stage, Benain has successfully managed parallel careers.
I do not know any other way. This is the way I've been all my life. You know, I've always been multifaceted, so much so that, I'm more scared of not having both active in my life. So that is why it actually gives me balance, having a lot of things to do. But, we always say, if you really love something, you don't feel like it is work. When you have multiple passions, you also have to be very disciplined. And you have to know exactly what are your goals for each thing. And for Play, it is a passion project, but I actually believe that, it's show business, not show hobby. And when you take it seriously like that, you remain disciplined, you remain focused, you have your goals, and you work towards it. And it's the discipline of the arts. For me, specifically, the discipline of dancing is why I'm able to organize and know, okay, make a schedule, this is what has to be done now, this is what has to be done next. And as a matter of fact, I actually feel it is because of that discipline that I have gotten from the arts is why I'm able to do multiple things.
Under Benain's role as founder and artistic director, Play for the Arts has coordinated the appearance of international acts within Jamaica for years. The biggest and most ambitious project was undoubtedly Ailey 2's August 2025 tour of the Caribbean.
It has got to be the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. Alvin Ailey is one of the most powerful dance organizations in the entire world. That is a fact. And to have them come to the region and experience the region. So it's not about just coming to perform. They also came to give back. They had a free masterclass. We gave the students, the dancers, an opportunity to ask questions because, at the end of the day, we have to provide routes of progression for these youngsters to say, do you want to dance professionally? This is what it requires. And if you see people that look like you, that are doing what you intend to do, then for me that is one of the most motivating factors that you can say this is not a pipe dream. And the people who we see on stage globally, they're not celestial beings. They have blood running through their veins just like us, and we can be just like them. We are just as special.
The Alvin Ailey American Dance Theatre revolutionized modern dance by focusing on Black cultural expression and spiritual resistance through movement. Ailey 2 was established as a means of showcasing the next generation of performers.
Our audiences really leave with this sense of really being seen. I think Mr. Ailey really had a universal voice, so that because he shared his personal stories in his work, I think everyone can see themselves. So that's really what I think they leave the audience after seeing our performance. As artistic director, to balance technical excellence and emotional availability is a very delicate balance, and it's really what we do in Ailey too. So we choose the dancers, the most talented out of thousands of dancers from the school. We choose 12 for the company. They spend 2 years working with us, and we have 4 apprentices as well. But they spend those 2 years, and that's what we do. We go over and we repeat and we rehearse dances so they become accurate and perfect in terms of timing and angles and sequencing. But then it's so important to talk about the interior life, and intentionality, where they're coming from, and dynamics from moment to moment. To have a gentle spirit in one moment, and then to attack with veracity the next moment.
Thanks to the classes that were being conducted by the Ailey 2 group, the tour served as an educational portal for dance hopefuls seeking to break into show business.
Never stop. Persevere. I've had a really wild ride. It's been like a roller coaster for many years. But because I was so in love with dance and so determined, I was able to manifest, I really have to say, all of my dreams. And so I think that if you have patience as well, that's something too, to have the tenacity, the wherewithal, and the patience.
In a similar vein, Marisa Benain's main advice is to stay focused, even as she expressed her own mantra and vision.
You're as good as your last performance. And that is exactly how I feel about play and feel about everything that I create. This was great, next year has to be greater, and that is all I think about. Yes, this is wonderful, but next year is going to be exceptional.
With graceful movement, the dancers bring life to the stage, a space that's theirs for the moment. Opportunities to express messages are grasped with glee, and touched audiences respond with salutations of gratitude.
Thanks to its renowned sites, attractions, events, and activities, Barbados is a haven for international tour operators who are always grateful for the opportunity to keep in touch with the newest product developments on the island. Connect Barbados sets the stage for business-to-business transactions that push both global tour companies and local tourism-related services into winner's row.
The South Coast beaches, Harrison's Cave, George Washington House, Crop Over, and the Atlantis Submarine Adventures are just a few of the attractions, events, and activities that have made Barbados a must for international travelers. Global tour operators have thrived when it comes to organizing packaged experiences in Barbados, hence the importance of keeping abreast of the attractions that keep popping up, the hotel and resort properties that are constantly being developed, and the newer events on the Barbadian schedule. Connect Barbados 2025, staged at the Wyndham Grand Barbados Sam Lord's Castle Resort, delivered these opportunities and more as an important business-to-business marketplace for tour operators from the United Kingdom, Greater Europe, the USA, Canada, the Caribbean, and Latin America.
Many times, all of our hoteliers here and our attractions, our DMCs are unable to go into the market and interact with the tour operators. So this really is an activity that we do to really bring them together, but also for the tour operators to come on island and see the product, because really seeing the product and experiencing the destination better equips them to sell. So this really is about reconnection, reigniting relationships.
We've done a lot of work in South America. We've worked very closely with Copa Airlines. There are opportunities for further growth in that market, considering that Barbados is a key hub for the Eastern Caribbean. Again, those are opportunities that we need to pursue. In respect of emerging markets, we are going full throttle into the African and Gulf states. These are all very necessary. If we want to increase growth in the tourism sector, we not only have to increase the product offerings, but we also have to get the people to Barbados. And we, as a strategy, decided to go into the markets very early, nurture them, develop them, and then once we develop them, the benefits will flow.
A fiery and tasty welcome reception for the event, which was themed A Culinary Journey, gave way to the opening session, where the application of AI to culinary destination and tourism travel was discussed.
Embrace the new technologies, use it to your advantage. Like, hey, this is the email. Does this look right? Or make it more suited for certain types of stakeholders. How can it generate ideas that you might not think of immediately? By feeding it like your initial thoughts and say like, hey, am I missing something? Because then it impresses your customers.
As a business, you have to be very strategic in how you are showing up in the world of www.com. And it's up to you. But that's how you use AI. You go in there and you put in the prompt that says, okay, I'm this type of a business. I want to attract this type of clientele. How do I do it?
Over 700 business-to-business meetings took place over the 2 days, when a greater understanding of what continues to draw visitors to Barbados was forged.
They want to come in, they want to go into local communities, they want to cook like a Bajan, eat like a Bajan, drink like a Bajan. They want to do much more than just the visitor aspect. They want to come in and understand the history behind that sector in itself and how we link those. Even on the ecotourism side, Barbados became a hub for hiking.
Number one thing that will always keep the UK customer coming back to Barbados is our people. That sense of community. People are looking for a different Barbados today, and I think that we are trying to keep our products new, modern, fresh, so that we keep attracting the UK customer.
The Connect Barbados Awards allowed for crucial partners to be recognized for their contributions across trade, media, and people's choice categories. As a tour-themed event, it was appropriate that time at Connect Barbados was set aside for a visit to Harrison's Cave. It was yet more evidence of the valuable role performed by tour operators in the success of Barbados's tourism industry, and Connect Barbados 2025 ensure that this contribution will continue to be effective.
Thanks to increasing success in international competition, track and field has become one of the Caribbean's premier sports, with this region's talent consistently making an impact on the global stage. The latest edition of the World Athletics Championships turned out to be yet another prime example of Caribbean brilliance, with our representatives taking Tokyo by storm.
4 years after hosting the globe's top athletes during the Olympic Games, Tokyo again showcased an elite selection of performers, this time as part of the cycle leading into the 2028 Olympics. The Japan National Stadium was the epicenter for the latest edition of the World Athletics Championships, which represented a gradual changing of the guard as established icons continued to sign off in style, while newer faces sought to lay down their own highway markers on the road towards eventual Hall of Fame status. Generation Next's exploits were typified by Jamaica's Oblique Seville, with his stunning victory over compatriot Keshane Thompson, and the USA's Noah Lyles in the men's 100 meters final, with a personal best time of 9.77 seconds.
I've always have confidence in myself, and for this season I have gained a lot of confidence, and I believe in myself. Show the competition that I have run, show that, okay, we know I can do this. I manifest it and it actually happened. I made my dream come true. Over the years, Jamaica has shown that we are the spin factory, and to put on a Jamaican team, you have a task that is to be gold, and gold is the only option.
Seville and Thompson belonged to a Jamaican charge that yielded a total of 10 medals, which included silver and bronze medals for Orlando Bennett and Tyler Mason in the 110 meters hurdles, silver for Tajay Gale and Tina Clayton in the men's long jump and women's 100 meters respectively, along with runners-up displays in both the women's 4x100 meters and 4x400 meters relays. Another world title for the Caribbean went to Keshawn Walcott. Trinidad and Tobago's javelin icon capped off one of the best seasons of his career when his 88.16 meter throw placed him in winner's row ahead of Grenada's two-time world champ Anderson Peters.
I've been chasing the World Championship for so long, and it finally happened. It's just been like up, down, and knowing that I was able to put together a performance tonight that made me able to be called myself World Champion, like, I'm really grateful. It's been a long couple of years for not just myself, but for the country, and we haven't been getting a lot of medals, but I know they've been patient, and finally we can say that, okay, we have something.
Trinidad and Tobago's second medal of this event was delivered by another top gun in the form of Jareen Richards, who earned silver in the 400 meters with a national record time of 43.72 seconds, which placed him in between Botswanans Colin Kebinashipi and Bayapo Endori.
Keyshawn is my roommate, man. I was warming up, I saw him get a medal, and he put so much pressure on me. I was like, well, okay, if he do it, I need to do it. I need to back it up. So it's a great day for Trinidad and Tobago, a blessed day for Trinidad and Tobago. It just goes to show what I'm capable of in this event. I thank God that I'm able to be such a versatile athlete. I started off predominantly more 200 meters, and now I'm a seasoned 400 meter runner. Glory to God, man. I mean, this means so much to me.
The Caribbean's senior track and field athletes at varying levels of experience can look forward to next year's Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland, the Central American and Caribbean Games in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and the Pan American Championships in Medellin, Colombia. In addition, there's the 2027 World Athletics Championships in Beijing, China, the Pan American Games in Lima, Peru, and the NACAC Championships, all leading into Los Angeles 2028.
Over 300 years of tradition. A journey from swaying cane fields to ancient stills. The rums produced by Demerara Distillers Limited have a history that began in blazing fire, a cleansing, cane stripped bare, the Caribbean's liquid gold revealed within. It is in this age-old process defined by our ancestors that this legendary spirit is born again. El Dorado, crafted richer, aged deeper.
Hello everyone, I'm Aiden Saintigath with your Caribbean Passport TV tourism update, and I have a flight to catch. The State of the Tourism Industry Conference at the Hilton Barbados Resort in Bridgetown has dominated the headlines this month. And why not? It was a forum where important decisions were made on sports, medical and wellness tourism, along with airlift expansion, key international markets and cruise tourism. And it's anchors away as the 2025 to 26 Caribbean Basin cruise ship season sails off with established players Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, MSC, Disney and more, hitting popular ports from Nassau and Cozumel to Aruba and Curacao. The Florida Caribbean Cruise Association's 2025 Cruise Conference and Trade Show in San Juan, Puerto Rico has been perfectly timed, with industry representatives descending upon the Puerto Rico Convention Center to display their newest selling points during the trade show and engaging in workshops and one-on-one meetings and much more over the course of 4 days. And the action shifts to Tortola in the British Virgin Islands, where the Caribbean Tourism Organization's Human Resources Conference will serve as a lesson in how HR leaders in the service sector can combine technology and human talent to foster excellence in the workplace. The event's tour will return to Barbados in November, when the Wyndham Grand Resort hosts both the Caribbean Hospitality Institute Exchange Forum and Taste of the Caribbean from the 16th to the 18th. Finally, the winds of change have swept across Nevis, where Andia Ravieri was appointed as CEO of the Nevis Tourism Authority. She previously served with the Ministry of Tourism in Anguilla for 7 years, and she was later the Destination Marketing Manager for the Discover Dominica Authority. Traveling certainly comes with a lot of excitement, especially when you're journeying to and through the Caribbean. I'm Aiden St. Agathe, and this has been your Caribbean Passport TV Tourism Update.
Welcome back. Cultural traditions within the Caribbean owe a lot to African and European influences, with St. Kitts and Nevis serving as a perfect example. The traditional carnival dress, along with that of other famous mask characters, have all arisen out of international traditions, while various events highlight both local culture and the best of international musical entertainment. The mountains are never far away on the islands of St. Kitts and Nevis. The southwest range looms over the capital Bastia on the former. The Nevis Peak dominates the Charlestown scene at the latter. Lush tropical rainforests and scenic coastlines are among the main selling points of St. Kitts and Nevis. So too is the culture of this twin island federation, where West African and European elements are combined, with a perfect example being the local carnival, which runs from mid-December to early January. French and British colonists had settled in both islands, and the traditions of both countries, plus the heritage of West Africa, is reflected in the traditional costume of long-sleeved shirt and trousers, bangles, masks, and headdresses decorated with feathers. This multicultural mix has also produced characters such as the Moko Jumbies and the distinctive clowns, both known for their vivid performances.
I would like to take this opportunity to invite all of the Caribbean to beautiful St. Kitts and Nevis. When you have a vacation, remember, St. Kitts sweet, Nevis nice. We have so many activities throughout the entire year, and we are certainly looking forward to welcoming all of the Caribbean to beautiful St. Kitts and Nevis.
And if you're planning a trip to Nevis, be sure to consider Culturama. Established in 1974 as a means of preserving Nevis's folk and customs, Culturama features displays of arts, craft, dances, music, and drama. Culturama is a viable follow-up to the popular St. Kitts Music Festival, which is staged during the final week in June. Since its launch in 1996, what was originally known as the Shack Shack Festival has included a legends list of musical icons within its lineup. The classic mainstays of St. Kitts and Nevis culture were all on display for an international audience during the recent CariFesta 15 in Barbados.
It has been an exceptional experience for us. I think from day one, when we had the Parade of Nations and the opening ceremony, I think we made a statement on the streets of Bridgetown, Barbados. We are always delighted to showcase our talent that we have, our culture that we have in St. Kitts and Nevis to the rest of the region. We are so happy that Barbados has openly welcomed us very, very warmly, and we are delighted to be here. We are happy to be here.
Unbridled joy bursting into ecstasy, jigging away without the concept of boundaries. The ultimate Afro-Euro fusion of cultural expression. Stories from the Book of St. Kitts and Nevis.
At La Mer, you will journey to an oasis of indulgence where one can reawaken to total tranquility. We craft each experience to help you unwind and restore the spirit. Give the gift of a La Mer experience with our spa packages. This gift is valid for 12 months and promises a true luxurious spa experience to help one relax and unwind. From our spa package bundles or a la carte treatments in the sanctuary of the senses, our services from hot stone massages to manicures, pedicures, and customized biologique recherche facials create luxurious restoration for the mind and body. Purchase that gift card for family, friends, and colleagues for a one-of-a-kind spa experience. Visit us today or purchase online. We're open 7 days a week, including holidays. Our front desk team will be happy to assist with your vital luxuries.
The People's Republic of China is celebrating 76 years of existence throughout the international community. One of the stops was Trinidad and Tobago, a country with which China has enjoyed diplomatic relations since 1974. Major players from both sides were present for technological and cultural exposures, along with the announcement of some major plans for the future. October 1st, 1949, a date that marked a turning point in global history with the official proclamation of the People's Republic of China. The past 76 years has seen China grow into a global superpower with its cultural influence, economic might, manufacturing and export volume, plus the technological expertise of its people, touching almost all of our lives in some shape or form. The recent anniversary celebrations were observed across the world, including Port of Spain, where a gala at the Hilton Trinidad and Conference Center provided an opportunity for China's achievements to be presented in grand style by His Excellency Ren Hongyan.
Today, we gather together to celebrate the 76th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China and appreciate the marvelous achievements attained by China over the past 76 years under the leadership of the Communist Party of China. And guided by the principle of people-centered development, the Chinese people have drawn an epic picture of Chinese modernization, especially since the 18th National Congress of the CPC. Under the strong and visionary leadership of President Xi Jinping, we have historically resolved the problem of absolute poverty that have plagued the Chinese mission for thousands of years and achieved the first centenary goal, turning many impossibilities into reality. Cheers.
Your Excellency, this evening's function serves as a dual purpose, as it also celebrates not only your assumption of duty, but the welcome of your family to Trinidad and Tobago. As such, I take this opportunity to wish you a good stay and a wonderful tenure here during your sojourn. Trinidad and Tobago continues to count China among its friends and partners in sustainable development. In fact, only earlier this week, our two governments entered into an agreement on economic and technical cooperation, through which the government of the People's Republic of China generously donated an aid grant worth 100 million RMB, the equivalent of 94 million TT. And through this grant, Trinidad and Tobago will be able to implement some of its new projects, which will impact positively the citizens of our country. To the People's Republic of China.
It was also an evening of enduring cultural entertainment, with performers from both Trinidad and Tobago and China providing attendees with a taste of the uniqueness that sets both countries apart. And on that high note, we've come to the end of another Caribbean Passport TV episode. Once again, I'm Tamara Williams, and there are a lot of exciting events that will be featured in upcoming editions of our show. And I can't wait to share in the action. Until next time, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.